back, everyone. I am the Real Shady Unicorn, and today we're going to review Ever Forward on the Nintendo Switch. This is an indie game. It's a small game. It originally released on PC. Okay, it looks like it released on December of 2021 on the Switch. It has been out, for everything else before that. I purchased it for the Switch because I've been trying to test out indie port games on the Switch to see how they port over, and I will just be completely honest, this one is garbage. I got through the first playthrough, and it's only like a 2-hour experience or maybe an hour and a half experience, and this is why I got so frustrated. I got through the first 20-25 minutes, something like that, which is on the channel, which is part 1, and then I started working on part 2, and I ran into so many glitches that it made it unplayable. It's to the point where I couldn't move on. I could not get to the next playthrough. The design was so bad and the port was so glitchy that there was just no way I was going to get through the whole thing. And I probably got to the last chapter. I do not like how it sets it up because maybe on a different platform it looked better, but on the Switch it was very blotty looking, very muddy looking. And that made it difficult to see where you were supposed to go. It was difficult for a lot of things. And then the controls, I assume that this game must have been designed for mouse and keyboard, because for the remote, it is clunky and annoying. They have the button mapping set up weird, so when you think you're saving, you're actually resetting, so everything you did, you just lost. And if you don't checkpoint and you die, you lost everything again. I looked up some assistance with a couple of the puzzles, and I almost couldn't find any assistance. And it took them just as long as it took me, so it's not just me. There's definitely an issue with the design of this game. I wanted to get it on PC because it does get remarkable reviews. Everybody says it's really good. And is this a victim of bias? Or is it just a victim of being ported to the consoles when it shouldn't have been? There have been a couple of games that have been ported to the consoles that shouldn't have been, especially to the Switch. I mean, can we cue the Outer Worlds card? That game should have never went to the Switch. It was not powerful enough to run that game. It made the game very boring and muddy. It was hard to play. It was hard to see. And this game has that issue too. Ever Forward has an issue where it's hard to see, it's hard to play. And I won't play it anymore. I'm going to possibly get it on the PC and see if it's better on mouse and keyboard to see if it makes more sense. But with the remote, it was garbage. I literally quit in the middle of it, and I'm not one that usually rage quits on any games. This one really got under my skin. So, keep in mind that my Shady rating is based on the port for the Switch alone. It is not based on any other port, and it is based on my experience with the Switch port. This is not knocking the story. This is not knocking the game design itself. It is the lack of oversight, it seems, when it got ported over to the console for the Switch. It just doesn't work well. It's clunky, and it's awkward, and it's glitchy. So, I'd like to go ahead and give my Shady rating. I would give Ever Forward for the Nintendo Switch a 1 out of 5 Shady Unicorns. I do not recommend purchasing this on the Switch. If you are nostalgic for collectibles and things like that, where it's indie and you want to collect it, sure. But if you want to play it, I would recommend it on the PC because I believe that's what it was designed for. Among the Sleep runs into this issue too, which was a crowdfunded game, and it was originally for the PC. They ported it over to the Switch, and it is so hard to play on the Switch. It is also glitchy. I mean, I went through the same thing twice on that game, and this one's running into those same issues. And just don't port it over, just leave it where it's successful. And that's the way I feel about Nintendo Switch ports. Everybody's trying to make a quick buck, and I understand that. We need money. Everybody needs money. But why are you making subpar content to sell to consumers and thinking that we're not going to notice? and that it's okay to make money off of us by scamming us, is how I feel. There's been several instances in these last couple years, in the gaming industry especially, where they're trying to scam the consumers, and I think it's time that we call them out and be honest. This game is not worth $40 on the Nintendo Switch. Have you played EverForward on the Switch? Have you played it on any other consoles? Let me know what your experience was in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this review. Do you agree with my opinion? Or don't you? If not, that's fine. We're allowed to disagree, but let me know in the comments below. I want to thank you for watching. Take a moment to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.